today. All right, now I guess the game begins in 10 minutes, so the last individual I want to introduce you to, he's a special kind of guy, is Mort Soule. He's going to recite, not read, but recite Casey at the bat. And the last time that Mort did this was a couple of weeks ago on Maine Day at Fenway Park in Boston before a Red Sox game, and he recited the whole thing, or almost the whole thing, in Fenway Park, and did a fantastic job. He wasn't nervous at all. There were over 30,000 people plus TV listening to him, and he did it right off. So I'm hoping that he's be able to do it here. But Mort Soule went to the University of Maine, and he's a distinguished man, runs baseball camps, and we're fortunate to have him here, and he's got baseball in his blood. Mort Soule.
Thank you. Can you all hear me? Good. You said recited almost all of it. Well, they limited me to 3 minutes, and so I had to cut out half the lines, and it was try saying the Lord's Prayer and leave out every other word. We welcome, certainly, our friends from Ipswich. As a matter of fact, Mudville in 1888 was about 75 miles northwest of Ipswich. The setting was in a field similar to this. The citizens of Mudville were very proud of their baseball team, but on this afternoon, the outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine. That day, the score stood 4-2 with 1 inning left to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope that springs eternal from the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake, and the former was a Lulu, and the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little hope of Casey coming to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball, and when the dust had lifted and fans saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more there rose a lusty yell. Perfect. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled on the dell, it knocked against the mountain, and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner. As he stepped into his place, there was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile on Casey's face, and while greeting the crowd, he lightly tipped his Boston Red Sox hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt, that's Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded as he rubbed them on his shirt, and while the withering pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed from Casey's eye. A sneer curled Casey's lip. Now the leather-covered spheroid came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one. Is that too loud? The umpire said, "From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar like the beating of a storm wave on some stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire!" You can handle it. Shouted someone from the stands. It's likely. They'd have killed it. Had not Casey raised his hand with a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visit shown, he still the rising tumult. He bid the game go on. He singled to the pitcher, and once more the spheroid flew. Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew he would not let that ball go by again. The smile is gone from Casey's lips. He grinds his teeth in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate, and now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere. Somewhere hearts are light. Somewhere people laugh, and somewhere children shout, but there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Thank you. What an honor it is to be here. I'm so flattered to be invited. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you.